guys, I have a fun video today. I am doing the 100 questions that no one ever asks tag. I'm going to just try to get through all of these as quickly as I can. If I don't, it'll be a really long video, so I'm going to try to not dwell on each question and just go through them quickly so that this video isn't like an hour long. Also, if there are some kind of squeaks and bumps, my upstairs neighbors recently moved out, and so there are people who work for our building who are currently upstairs painting and cleaning and just making sure everything is ready for the next tenant. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but just in case, I wanted to let you guys know ahead of time. So the first one, do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed? I personally don't have a preference. When I lived in a house with a bedroom, I usually kept them closed just because I had like an OCD-ness about it where if they were open it just bugged me, so they were kind of always closed. But at this house, our closet door isn't really a closet door, it's also the door that goes into the bathroom. It's a weird setup, so I kind of just leave it open to keep heat flowing because the only heater is in the main room, and so I like to get the heat in the bathroom so it's not freezing in there. So I don't really have a preference. If it's closed, it's fine, but it's usually open. That was a long-winded one. Let's hope that all the rest of the ones aren't as much. Do you take the shampoo and conditioner bottles from hotels? I definitely do. I used to take the lotion and the soap too, but I stopped doing that because I don't use them as much. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? They're tucked in at the bottom, but they're tucked out on the sides. Number 4, have you ever stolen a street sign before? I did not know that was a thing. Do people steal street signs? That doesn't make sense to me. I've never stolen a street sign. Do you like to use post-it notes? Yeah, I put them in my planner with all of my videos that I'm going to be posting on that day, and then I put them on the days, and then if I decide that I want to like switch them around, they're just on the sticky note, so I don't have to like erase and rewrite or anything. I just move the sticky note to the right day. Do you cut out coupons but then never use them? I used to more. Like I would cut out a bunch of coupons from like the newspaper, and then I would stick them in my purse and I would use about half of them, but not so much anymore. It's just too much work. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? I can't say either of those sound like a fun option. I guess it depends on the situation. I am pretty allergic to bees, so I want to say being attacked by a bear because you can play dead. Although if there's like water around, I would say swarm of bees because then you can like get into the water and then they won't attack you because they can't swim, I guess. So I don't know. Number 8, do you have freckles? I sort of do. I don't really. They're not prominent, but in the summertime, they're definitely more there. Do you always smile for pictures? Most of the time. Not always, no, but most of the time. What is your biggest pet peeve? Okay, so mine's kind of weird. I have kind of specific ones. So people who, well, my husband especially does this, and it really bugs me. He goes like this with his toes when he's laying down, and it like moves the whole bed and it's really loud and it bugs the heck out of me. Also, people who make a lot of noise when I'm trying to sleep. For example, again, my husband. I spend most of the time with my husband, and so these are the kinds of things that I notice are things that he does because I'm with him so often. But a lot of times when I'm trying to sleep and he wakes up in the morning, he constantly sniffs. Like he has a runny nose, even when he doesn't, and it drives me insane. Do you ever count your steps when you walk? I don't really. If I had a Fitbit, that would keep track of it for me. Did you hear that bump? See, people upstairs make a noise. So annoying. If I had a Fitbit, I would have the Fitbit count the steps for me, but I don't, and I don't use like my phone or anything for that because I hardly have pockets, so I don't keep it in there. I do count when I pee though, because I'm sure you wanted to know that. Okay. Have you ever peed in the woods? I have. I used to go hiking a lot, so I have. Have you ever pooped in the woods? I have not. Managed to avoid that one. Do you ever dance even when there's no music playing? All the time. If you don't, you're not living. Do you chew your pens and pencils? Nope. Next question. If I have grandparents watching, I would avoid this just because it's awkward. How many people have you slept with this week? Just my husband. What size is your bed? I have a queen. What is your song of the week? So I don't listen to a lot of music, but one song that I've been really liking lately is, I think it's called Can't Remember to Forget You. It's by Shakira and Rihanna. I feel like it came out a while ago, but I recently discovered it and now I'm just like singing it all the time. So I am sorry, Andrew, for constantly singing that. Is it okay for guys to wear pink? Sure, I don't care. Do what you want. Do you still watch cartoons? Not super often. I have 2 little sisters and I would watch the cartoons with them, but I don't really. I watched Barbie Life in the Dream House though, not too long, a couple months ago, and that one was really funny actually. It's meant for little kids, but there's a lot of like jokes and stuff that people my age are gonna get, and it's actually really funny. What is your least favorite movie? I don't have a specific least favorite movie, but anything with zombies. I hate zombies so much, so anything with zombies. Where would you bury hidden treasure if you had some? Somewhere that like is not associated with me at all. Somewhere I'm gonna remember, but if I had buried treasure there, I feel like I would remember. I'd be like, well duh, I have buried treasure there. But somewhere that it's not gonna be tracked to me. Like I'm not gonna bury it in like my parents' backyard or somewhere that has meaning to me, because then people are gonna like be like, oh, I know exactly where it is. Somewhere rural where no one's ever gonna look, and somewhere that doesn't have any meaning to me. What do you drink with dinner? Usually water. Sometimes, like if we're eating out, maybe soda, but like 95% of the time I drink water. What do you dip a chicken nugget in? I think barbecue sauce is probably my favorite for chicken nuggets. Yeah, I would say barbecue sauce. What's your favorite food? I just really like food a lot, but I think I'm gonna say sushi. I'm obsessed with sushi and I could probably eat it every day. What movies could you watch over and over again and still love? Disney movies for sure. I have a lot of Disney princess movies that I love watching and I could watch them over and over again. Princess Diaries, Princess Bride. Okay, all the princess movies. If it has princess in the title, there's a good chance that I would like it. What else do I have over there? Oh, Phantom of the Opera. Love that. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. What else? I love like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll probably watch Deadpool a lot. Where the Heart Is was my favorite movie for a really long time. Basically, if you're a chick flick, probably gonna like it. Last person you kissed / kissed you. Human person, my husband. Non-human person, my dog. Were you ever a Boy or a Girl Scout? I wasn't. My brother was a Boy Scout, but I actually did Campfire, so it's like the off-brand sort of. I loved Campfire. I had so much fun, but it wasn't a Boy or Girl Scout. No. Would you ever strip or pose nude in a magazine? I would not. No, thank you. I would do like a swimsuit modeling or something like that, but that's as far as I would go. When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? Actually, like less than a week ago. My sister-in-law Lauren, who used to be on this channel with me, we decided to write letters back and forth to each other because we're secretly from the 1950s. Can you change the oil on a car? I probably could. I haven't, but I know how to check it. And I can change a tire and my water. I can refill my water in my car. Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? Nope, and I've never been pulled over either. Let's not let that happen. Ever ran out of gas? I have not. I've been close. I used to go all the way to empty, past empty a lot, but I knew my car's limit, so I never ran out of gas. I've been in the car when it's run out of gas, but it was never my car. Best thing to eat for breakfast? Oh, that's tough. I really like, there's a bagel place by my house and they have amazing bagels. They're so good. There's a berry French toast bagel that is really, really good. But basically, if it's carbs, I'm probably gonna like it. I can't eat just like fruit or protein for breakfast because it makes my stomach feel weird. So I have to have like bread or a bagel or cereal or something. What is your usual bedtime? I don't have one. I have the weirdest sleep schedule ever. Sometimes I'll fall asleep at like 10:30 at night, but more often than not, I'll fall asleep around midnight and I can fall asleep anywhere after that. For a long time, I was falling asleep at like 4 or 5 a.m. every night. So it's not fun. Are you lazy? I sure am. That's all I have to say about that. When you were a kid, what did you dress up as for Halloween? Well, I mean, I had a lot of different costumes. Some memorable ones. I was a bunny ballerina. That's one of my favorite costumes as a kid. I was a teddy bear, I think, at one point. I'm sure I was a princess here or there. A little bit later on, like in high school and middle school, I was army man or army woman. I was a baby. I was a what was it? A fair maiden. My mom made a really pretty dress that had sleeves that, you know, went down here and they were silver and the dress was dark blue. Really pretty. I was a flapper at one point. I was someone from the 50s. I was Elsa. More recently, I've had a lot of different costumes. What is your Chinese astrological sign? Chinese sign? Just like my star sign? Pisces. Chinese? I was born in the year of the boar, if that's what it's asking. I'm not sure. How many languages can you speak? Fluently, just English. I know tiny bit of Spanish, tiny bit of French, and I could have a full conversation with someone in sign language, American Sign Language. I took that for 3 quarters in college, and I know quite a few words still, but anything that I don't know I can get by with spelling, finger spelling. Do you have any magazine subscriptions? I don't at the moment, but I did have a subscription to Teen Vogue for 3 years that I signed up for like $15 for 3 years. So that was a lot of fun, actually. What are better, Legos or Lincoln Logs? I'm gonna have to say Legos. I think there's just a lot more versatility to them. My husband actually has a few that this is the camera stacked up on right now. Seriously, I'm so annoyed by that squeaking upstairs. I'm really sorry, guys. Hopefully this video isn't horrible and I don't have to refilm it because that'd be annoying. Are you stubborn? Completely. I would say that's probably my biggest flaw, is being incredibly stubborn and not liking to admit that I'm wrong. Who is better, Leno or Letterman? I haven't watched either. I ever watched soap operas. Not officially, but I watched Jane the Virgin, which is a play off of a telenovela. Are you afraid of heights? Not really, but there are some things, like when I'm up in the Space Needle in Seattle or on a really high floor of a building, I can get dizzy, like looking down. And I have a little bit of anxiety about like flying or anything like that, but overall I'm pretty much okay. Heights aren't gonna stop me from doing certain things. I'm not gonna like go up to the Space Needle just because it's tall. I might be a little bit anxious when I'm up there, but it's not enough to stop me. Do you sing in the car? Quite a bit. Do you sing in the shower? Not very much. Do you dance in the car? I do. There's one song by Maroon 5, I think it's like Give Me One More Night or something like that, that I have an entire dance routine to, but I can only do it in the car. Ever used a gun? I have, not like on somebody, but my dad was pretty big into guns. He still, you know, uses guns sometimes. And so we would go to like a shooting range or something. And also the fridge is kicked on. So much noise. We would go to a shooting range and practice shooting guns. And I had like a BB gun that I used when I was growing up, shooting like tin cans and stuff like that. Last time you got a portrait taken by a photographer? I want to say my wedding. I can't think of the last time it was besides that. So it must have been that. Do you want to see one of my favorite pictures? It's so pretty. Look at that. Look how cute we are. Do you think musicals are cheesy? Maybe a little bit, but that's what makes them amazing. Is Christmas stressful? I don't think so. I think if Christmas is stressful, you're doing it wrong. Like, if you're super stressed out about getting someone a present and you don't need to, just don't. Like, if you feel obligated to give them a present, give them a gift card. Some people think they're tacky, but I personally love gift cards. But I don't think Christmas should be stressful. I think you can do handmade gifts if that's what you want, if it's money that's stressing you out. But if you are getting too much into the materialism of Christmas, then you're forgetting what it's really about. It's about celebrating the birth of Jesus and celebrating having time with your family. And I don't think that Christmas should be stressful, and it's my favorite time of the year. Have you ever eaten a pierogi? Probably. I've eaten a lot of food in my life. It's Ukrainian or Russian, right? I think so. And there used to be like a European, like Eastern European food store kind of by where I used to live, and my family would go there quite often and get like pastries and stuff. Favorite type of fruit pie? Apple. Occupations you wanted to have when you were a kid? So when I was quite younger, I wanted to be a gymnast for a while. I wanted to be an author for years, probably starting in like 5th grade all the way through when I graduated high school. Also throughout high school, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach English and drama as well. Now, I mean, I'm an adult, so it's not when I was a kid, but now this is my dream job. And being a mom. This and being a mom are my dream jobs. Also, if I could have a job that's like just watching Netflix all day, like without having to do anything, that'd be my other dream job. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't. Have you ever had a deja vu feeling? I for sure have, like many times. And I'm kind of surprised that's a question. I assumed everyone has had a deja vu feeling at some point in their life. Do you take a vitamin daily? Pretty much. Like whenever I remember, which is almost every day. I take, you know, adult gummy vitamins because I'm an adult. They even say adult vitamins on them. Okay, I'm not a child. Do you wear slippers? I used to not really, even though I had a few pairs, but then my husband got me these amazing ones from Restoration Hardware for Christmas, and oh my gosh, they're like so fluffy and they're so soft on the inside. I wear those quite a bit. Do you wear a bathrobe? I used to when I lived with my parents all the time, but now my closet is inside my bathroom. My bathroom's inside the closet, so like I can just go from bathroom after I take a shower to closet and get dressed, so I don't have to worry about it. But when I lived with my parents, I did all the time. And I still have a couple, I just don't wear them very often. What do you wear to bed? Usually like a short nightgown that goes around to my knees, or a t-shirt, because I get really hot when I'm trying to go to sleep and really uncomfortable, and if my feet or my legs are hot, I cannot fall asleep, so I don't usually wear pants to bed unless it's like really cold. What was your first concert? Carrie Underwood, and she was also my second concert, and then my third concert was Miniature Tigers, and those are the only 3 concerts I've ever been to. Walmart, Target, or Kmart? Target for sure. Nike or Adidas? My brother works at Nike. I'm gonna say Nike because he works there, and I have way more Nike stuff than I have Adidas stuff. Cheetos or Fritos? Cheetos, 100%. Fritos are okay, but they're best with chili. Cheetos are good anytime. Peanuts or sunflower seeds? Depends on my mood. I once got like my stomach was really upset after eating a bunch of sunflower seeds, and I don't know if it was because of that or if there's something else that was going on at the same time. But I need to try again because it's been a little while because of that. But I remember I used to love sunflower seeds all the time, and if they have cinnamon sugar on them, they're actually really good. Ever heard of the group Très Bien? I don't think so. Ever take dance lessons? I took gymnastic lessons, but that's the closest thing. I never took dance lessons, no. Not even for my wedding. We just kind of winged it. Is there a profession you picture your future spouse doing? I'm actually already married, so I have a current spouse. And the profession I see him doing is basically what he loves doing, which is programming. Can you curl your tongue? Does that answer your question? Ever want a spelling bee? No, I've never been in a spelling bee. Have you ever cried because you were so happy? I actually have many times. I cry whatever emotion I'm feeling, so yeah. Surprisingly, I somehow avoided crying at my wedding, even though I cry at like every other wedding I go to, except for my own. I think I was just kind of so overwhelmed and like running around the whole time, I didn't have time to cry. Do you own any record albums? I actually own one, Miniature Tigers, their newest album, Cruel Runnings. I really like it. I haven't actually listened to it, so it's kind of just displayed, but yeah, I have one. Do you own a record player? No, that's why I haven't listened to it. Do you regularly burn incense? I don't. I don't like the smell of incense. I don't like musky, like woodsy smells at all, and they're also so strong. I don't. I love candles though. Have you ever been in love? I have, with my husband. Who would you like to see in concert? I would love to see Miniature Tigers again. They were great in concert. Other than that, I don't know enough artists or bands. I don't know enough of their songs to really warrant seeing them in concert. I'm not passionate enough about music or artists or whatever to want to go see them live and spend all that money. I'd rather go see a play. I love plays, like Broadway plays or really any kind of theater shows. I love those, so I'd rather see some of those. Who was the last concert you saw? Again, Miniature Tigers. Hot tea or cold tea? Depends on the season. If it's wintertime, I prefer hot tea. Me and my husband really got into hot tea this year. I don't know what happened. It's so good. But in the summertime, I like sweet tea or iced tea. Tea or coffee? Again, just depends on my mood. Sometimes I want tea, sometimes I want coffee. I actually like them pretty much equally. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles? I don't like sugar cookies, so we're gonna say snickerdoodles. Although I'm kind of about those too. Can you swim well? Fairly well. Like, If I was in the middle of the ocean, I wouldn't drown for at least a while until I got too tired, but then you can just lay on your back. So I think I'd be okay. If there was like some kind of riptide, I don't know how well I would do. I would like to say great, but probably not. So I'm like an average to decent swimmer. Can you hold your breath without holding your nose? I can, and that's usually what I do. I don't do this very often when I'm swimming. Sometimes when I'm jumping into the water for the first time, I plug my nose so like the water doesn't shoot up, but otherwise. Are you patient? Not usually. No. Before Christmas time, my husband and I were going to do Christmas like 2 weeks early because we wanted to do it here before we went to Washington to go visit family. And like the whole time, I'm just like, do you want to open a present now? Do you want to open one of your presents? Can I open one of my presents? Do you want to open your present? Please open your presents. So I'm not patient. DJ or band at a wedding? I had a DJ. Ever won a contest? I have. I've won some contests like at school, and that's about it. I haven't won like any radio contests. I haven't won any like major contests. So basically just like ones at school. Have you ever had plastic surgery? I haven't. I think the closest thing to that was like I had a tooth pulled. I had oral surgery, but no like plastic surgery. My cousin did. It makes it sound so bad. I caused my cousin to get plastic surgery when I was like, I want to say like 9, 10 maybe. We were playing golf in my backyard, and she stepped forward right as I was swinging my golf club, and I went and hit her right here in the eyebrow, and it went so far like you could see the bone. It was really bad, so we had to take her to a plastic surgeon because they had to stitch up the muscle. So sorry. I feel really bad about it, like still like half of my life ago, but yeah, I've never had it myself. That's where I was going. Which are better, black or green olives? Neither. I don't like olives. Can you knit or crochet? I used to be able to knit really well. Like I took classes with my grandma and I could knit, but now I can crochet, which I used to not be able to do. So kind of just flip-flopped two from one to the other. Also, I can nifty knit. I'm really good at nifty knitting, but I have been crocheting a lot. I have like a blanket that I'm making that's like this big already. I'm pretty proud of it. Best room for a fireplace? I personally think living rooms are, because then you can like have your Christmas tree there and hang your stockings. But I think dining rooms are fine, bedrooms are fine. Just my favorite is living room. Do you want to get married? Oh no, that sounds so gross. Ew. Boys. If married, how long have you been married? Almost 2 years. Today is March, I think 7th? Today's March 7th, yeah, and my anniversary is on the 21st, so in just about 2 weeks actually is going to be my second anniversary. Who was your high school crush? I'm going to say celebrity. Let's see. I really liked Ian Somerhalder in high school. Yeah, I'm going to say Ian Somerhalder. Do you cry and throw a fit until you get your own way? No, I mean like sometimes if things are going terribly and not going how I want them to do, I'll cry because I get frustrated, but like I don't throw a temper tantrum. Sometimes I'm like, please, why? Just let me do what I want. But I'm not gonna like, get me what I want, you know? I'm not gonna do that. Do you have kids? I do not have kids. I have a puppy. Does that count? Mr. Darcy. He's my favorite. Do you want kids? I do want kids. Yep, hopefully, you know, within the next couple years, we would like to start a family. What is your favorite color? Honestly, I don't really have a favorite color. If people ask me, I usually just say purple because I love purple. But I can't say that it's like this passionate feeling I have about any specific colors. Not like when I was younger, like I really liked lime green a lot. My entire room was like covered in lime green. It was kind of scary to walk into if you weren't expecting it especially. But now, like what colors do I wear the most? Probably like maroon and stuff like burgundy in this. And I mostly wear like maroons, grays, navies, dark purples, stuff like that, but I don't have a like burning passion towards any colors. Do you miss anyone right now? I do. I have a ton of family in Washington. We moved to Portland about 8 to 9 months ago, like 8.5 months ago. And I really miss everybody in Washington, my family, Andrew's family, and my friends who live in Washington. I miss my husband because he's at work. So, who are you going to tag to do this video next? All of you guys! I hope that you all do this tag and tag me in social media of your videos, or if you have like a blog post or whatever about these questions, I would love to read them or watch the videos. So if you answer all these questions, I will link all my social media down below so you can let me know that you did it as well. I will also leave a link to where all these questions are so you guys don't have to like watch my video and answer a question, watch my video, answer a question. I'll have the link to the website that I used. But that is going to be it for this tag. That was question 100. So if you did enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Also go check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like I said before, those will all be linked down in the description below. If you have any questions, comments, or videos that you would like to see me do next, go ahead and leave those down in the comment section. And watch either of my last two videos. Those are both right next to me. This is the one previous and this is the one before that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this, but until next time, I will see you guys very soon. Bye.